Third time's a charm. It was flashing that I had a low connection, so I just reset the connection to start. It seems like every Tuesday at 9 a.m. I have some sort of internet block, but that's okay. Hang on. I am just going to go in and share this on our creative group. Here we go. So this week we introduced, and we're just going to jump right in. I have a low connection again, so Tracy, if I'm frozen at all, please tell me. This is crazy. The low connection thing, it's new. But, all right, so share in a group. Technology is not the easiest thing, but we can get through it. Last week, I went live on the weekend in my group because somebody had a question about how to use blender pens. So I thought it was easier just to show you. So this week, someone asked me, Gayla Voss, she took one of my classes to go this month, and she asked me about Easter. Why isn't anybody showing Easter? So I said, well, this is the week. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do it live because I haven't started, but there's a new stamp set called, and I know this is backwards, we'll get there, Full of Happiness. And it's got this Easter egg shape that I thought was pretty cool. And I'm a scrapbooker first, so you know that I found that shape in our die cuts, and it goes with the dinosaur suite. And you know what? This is going to be so much easier if I just flip the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my display board and we'll flip. So let's do that now. Good morning. Let's see. Just 1 second while we flip this over. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good, huh? So this is a small display board. It's let's get the size of it first, because people always ask me. It's 22 inches open by 14 inches tall. So it's not super huge. And what's cool is I can make these for all my suites, and then I just stick them in a shoulder bag, and then I can represent the whole catalog. Good morning, Rose. I can represent the whole catalog in like one bag of little tiny display boards. So this is denim ribbon, and I think it goes really well with the suite. And I didn't think that I needed dinosaurs because, hello, but these are really funny. Some of these sentiments, I mean, okay. I love you this much, and I'm not reading the rest. That's so funny to me. You could make cards for anybody with this suite, and it's not necessarily a suite for kids. And then the dies also coordinate with the designer paper, which I think is pretty darn cool. And it coordinates with the new Easter stamp set, Full of Happiness. So with retreat being this weekend, I didn't get ready for anything, but I did have a Casing Tuesday sketch this morning, which I haven't prepared for. So I just cut a card base and grabbed a packet from last week. And I thought that these looked like really pretty spring colors. I took this over to my Big Shot and I ran it through, and you can see how terribly worn my cutting pads are. But I cut a butterfly out of the center of this, and I'm just gonna, oh, you know what? I think I need a die brush. We have a die brush now, but we also have the little thing that goes on the back of the Take Your Pick tool. But I have so many of these, I haven't gotten the attachment yet for the Take Your Pick tool. So I'm just going to pull that out. I had a card at the florist. I sell my cards at a local florist. And when I went to go deliver some spring cards, she said, Celine, I'm almost out of these butterfly cards. And I don't have the old butterfly dies anymore, the little one. So this one is pretty close. So I thought I would take the Sketching Tuesday challenge and make a card with their sketch, which was uber simple. It was on page 10 of the Celebration book. It's like just a couple of layers and then something smack in the middle. So hang on, let me clean this up. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. Here's my die cut, and it came out of this paper. So we're gonna fit this right back in. This is a great spring thing to do. And then, I was so good. I put everything away last night. I'm like, I don't usually do that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of adhesive here and here and here and tack a rainbow behind my butterfly. And I measured this butterfly to be exactly 4 inches. So I'm gonna attach it to the paper that I cut the butterfly out of. And geez, that looks kind of pretty just in itself. Hey Jean, how's it going? And then I'm gonna take this and adhere it right onto my blue layer that I pre-cut. And this is, what glue is this? Somebody will know. They keep, you know what? They changed the colors like 10 years ago and I can't get the old colors out of my head. So y'all can shout it out when you know the color. It's in the designer paper here, so it matches, which is good. It's too funny. All right, so I'm gonna take my die cut and put it right back in. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive here and fit this back in. And the sketch had like just one little item. So I'm gonna take the butterfly and put a little bow here. And I told you I need more adhesive. Don't we all need adhesive all the time? You might hear my husband on the phone. He's working from home as well. How many of you, your spouses work from home? It's kind of an interesting thing. We have a small place. He works out of the kitchen and I work out of my studio. So we're essentially at opposite ends of the house, but I can still hear him when he's on the phone. Let's see. Here we go. Isn't that pretty? It's so simple and it's very good for spring. So the first card wasn't Easter, but it's so could be, you know, like it doesn't need to be bunnies and you know, traditional Easter eggs to run a spring card. Isn't that pretty? His office is upstairs. Yeah, we just run opposite ends of the building. Hey Janice, good morning. Hi Vicki, good to see you. Hi Lucy. So nice to see you all. Okay, a rainbow behind this is brilliant, and it doesn't matter to me that it's bigger. I think that this is a really cute project. So I'm gonna probably make a few more of these for the florist because she was saying that they would fly off the shelf for all kinds of things. So she said, no sentiment. Everybody has their own thing. I said, okie doke. All right, so moving on, I grabbed a couple of packets from this month's card class because I had 2 packets left over this month. This one, let's see, we stamped right on the designer paper. That could be fun, but maybe we need a little bit of white for this one. So let's do that. We'll bring in a piece of white. And how about Mr. Bunny? I like the bunny. So I like bunnies and I like chicks, but for this color, I'm thinking we should do bunnies. Thank you so much, Vicki. So let's get this guy started. So my customer reminded me, hey Celine, Easter's coming and you haven't done any Easter at all. Hello. So that's why today is the day. And I know we've done this 100 times, so I'll keep it quick, but I do, it's a brand new set. So what do I do with brand new sets? I trim just the rubber. So I don't cut the underpad. See that? Just the rubber off the outside of my stamp so that if you come to my house and you're hanging out with me and you stamp and you happen to be a little bit heavy-handed, that you won't get frustrated when you are stamping. because if you rock your images, it happens. I tend to like to rock. It won't mess you up. I think that we should stamp this guy not black. He's a bunny. I think I'm gonna go for like a brown, like a soft suede. So we'll start right here. And again, this is all off the cuff. I didn't have anything designed this morning because I was up until midnight prepping, getting ready to pack for this weekend, which is coming up. We've got 36 people in Maine. Well, it's really more like 40 because we've got husbands driving, wives, and it's going to be so much fun. But it really is like planning a wedding. Let's see. I pulled the ink already. Calypso Coral is not the one I wanted. I wanted this guy. So I stamped him in soft suede because I thought that we needed a little bit of softness. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit with my blender pen and add some color. I'm going to try not to go through the soft suede because this is a water-based ink and I have to be super careful. It will run if I'm not careful. But I can make soft colors on his cheeks. Oh my gosh, is this not the cutest thing ever? So he needs rosy cheeks. And then, what do you think? Maybe a little under here, because he's a big teddy bear in the middle, don't you think? And then maybe the pads of his feet. So when you're working with a blender pen, you do need a scratch piece of paper. I'm just going to use this blue one because it's right here. And even if we use that as a mat, nobody's going to see it. I want a little bit of shadow. So wouldn't it be nice if our bunny was like sitting on the table? So I'm going to open this up. This is smoky slate, and I cleaned off my blender pen, and it's off to the side here, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of ink and come off to the side to make it softer, and then I'm gonna make a drop shadow. It's a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay, we'll just go with it. So notice I didn't go back into the darkest spot, I went to the lighter area. So this is just, if there were a light shining on him, it would make a shadow in the front where he's sitting. So it makes it a little bit more realistic. Isn't he pretty? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna close this guy up, and I think he needs a trim. So let me grab my trimmer. And we'll just give this a trim down. We'll see how big it needs to be. Again, this is all on the fly, so I had no agenda for this morning other than I knew that I wanted to make an Easter card. We can't cut off his ear, so we'll just take a little bit off the top. And then let's see where he ends up. So this ends up at 2.5. Can I just tell you, this new trimmer is amazing. I've had mine since before Christmas, and I haven't had to change the blades yet. Not one blade. So that was 2.5 on the first side, on the top and bottom. And then from side to side, let's see where we end up. 2.25. One of the things I like about the trimmer is it's got lines at every 1/4 inch to kind of keep you straight all the way up and down. Oh my God, I can't stand him. He's so cute. All right, so this was, again, a leftover packet from earlier this week. And, oh my goodness, let's see what we got. You know, I like this, so I'm tempted to put a sentiment up here. Let's see what fits. Welcome, little one. No. All right. How about have a wonderful Easter? Good morning, Tammy. Well, thanks for stopping by this morning to see me. I know that not everybody watches live. It's okay. Tuesday mornings tends to be a good time for me. When I first started doing my Facebook Lives, I wasn't super consistent with them because I used to do them on Friday morning, and then we would go camping, and so what I do to try to get this sort of straight is I always put the words so that I know which side is up, like, because I don't care for the stickers, so I'll put them so that the words are face up here. And then sometimes in class, people will rock on a river and then end up with ink on their block. So I go past the ink pad and ink up the bottom, and I know where my sentiment is going to land on my card based on how I line it up on the block. So I don't have to worry about it being straight because I'm going to line the block up with the paper like that. I can't even stand it. Is he not the cutest ever? Oh my God. All right. So I'm going to just add this little shelf for our focal point to sit on. This stamp set is awesome. Like, I knew all I had to do was put some ink on it and that I would be off to the races. It is so darn cute. And I could probably put this up on dimensionals, huh? You guys are so smart. Thanks for the help. Dimensionals. Don't forget about the dimensionals. Well, so here's the thing. You can over-dimensional. If you use one layer of dimensionals, it will keep your card under a 1/4 inch thick. And that means no extra postage to mail it. If you use double layers of dimensionals, that's when you have to pay the postman the extra, I think it's 30 cents. I buy those stamps anyway because I like to wrap them in plastic. So this is really cute, but I really want another layer of color. And rather than stopping to cut a layer, watch what I'm going to do. Ready? We're just going to take it and go right to the ink pad and add what I call edging. We'll go straight in the ink pad all the way around. Oop. Well, it didn't end up on his face, so that's good. That was so funny. Don't do it while it's sticky. Note to self. That's okay. So Stampin' Up! Does not sell these, but it is something that every stamper should have. That was hysterical. Is a sand eraser. As long as it's not stuck in, you go nice and easy. If you go too hard, you'll actually damage your paper, but these are worth having, and I do have them. If you have a class to go or whatever, I have them in the studio if you need one. So I can always add them to a package if you let me know, private message me. But yeah, so I'll fix that after. That's so funny. But this really does take patience, but they're made by Mono, and they are a godsend for when you do what I just did. That's so funny. Okay, that's okay. He's still cute, and you know what? It didn't end up on his face, so if I wanted to, I could watercolor a background in. That's so funny. Only when you're live. So kids, don't do that at home. I guess I'm a professional. Not. That's too funny. It is gorgeous though. And I love this designer paper. This is from the Pleased as Punch designer series paper. Okay, Mr. Bunny's all set, so to speak. What a riot. All right, what else do we have in this set? Well, I had a card kit like this, and to get started, I think I'm just going to attach. So this fits the Celebration punch with the 5 petals for the flower, but I really have a thing for rainbows this week. I have a new front door, and it's made of glass. and it throws a rainbow onto where I sit in the living room. It's fantastic. So sometimes in the morning I'll go in there with my coffee and sit up there and wait for the rainbow to hit my table. Okay, so that's a nice base. And I would like a ribbon on my card, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of ribbon. And you notice I went the whole length of the card on the back to attach my ribbon, and there's nothing here attached on the front. It's a little crooked, isn't it? It's because I'm live. It's all good. I've already forgiven myself. Here we go. So we'll attach this down. And who do you think we should go for next? Talk to me. Do you want the lamb or the chick? I'm going to wait and watch in the comments. Let's see. The lamb. Okay, that's the first thing I saw. Thank you so much, Tammy. The lamb it is. Mary had a little lamb. I don't have another stamp on the table, so I'm just going to put this on here for now, and I'll come back and clean it after because you don't need to watch that. The lamb. And I think the lamb should be in the slate because I think the crumb cake might be kind of funny for him. So let's go smoky slate for this one. Oh, I stamped it weird. I'm going to stamp him again, but before I do that, I want to grab Happy Easter. I think this is going to be an Easter card. And I like him, but he might be darker brown, darker ink. So I like, oh, see, there it is. I like Balmy Blue with gray granite. So I'm going to add the Happy Easter to my block. And I'm going to put the slate away for a second. And we'll flip our paper because now we know what we're doing. Line our lamb up so that the bottom of him is even with the bottom of the block. So I know when I go to stamp this now, he won't be crooked again. And the same thing with this, the Happy Easter, I'm looking at the bottom of the block when I go to ink up. So good to see everybody. Hey, Barbara. Nice to see you, girlfriend. It feels like Florida up here now, so if you want to come home now, I miss you. Okay, so Happy Easter. And then we'll stamp him, I don't know, maybe here. I think I just changed the whole orientation of my card in my head. I like it, but I'm getting a new piece of paper. Isn't that funny? The creative process is a crazy one. Let's see, I've got this piece of paper right here. I gotta see what the measurement is. I know that you guys can't see me because I went across the table, but I'm gonna go 3 by 4 again. These came off of a class I did last week, and I thought it would be perfect for an on-the-fly session considering I was up. And then I will be offering a retreat in the box. So I have 36 people at retreat, and I think I'm going to have something like 10 to-go boxes for anybody that's interested. Okay, so I think that this is going to look better this way. And it's still crooked. I'm not that much of a perfectionist, but honestly. Okay, that's way better. Look at this. much better. Sometimes it's worth like slowing down for 30 seconds and getting it right. All right, so here's my Blushing Bride ink pad, and I'm gonna come back in and give this guy some cheeks. I wonder if my Balmy Blue is still in the thing. So I have been packing for retreat, and every time I pack for a class, he needs pink ears, don't you think? I can't even stand it. He's so cute. So I think Balmy Blue is where we're going with this. So every time I pack for a class for retreat, everything for the one class goes in the box. The ink, the stamps, the stamp set, all the packets, so that when I get to retreat, I just have to carry the box up the stairs. Because we had to move out of the room. We used to have the classroom right in the room with us at retreat. And we have maxed out our space there. We're completely sold out. And I have a local retreat here in June, and there's only one seat left. So if you're interested in joining us, it's the one in June is kind of less frills. It has a couple less pillow gifts, and there's no hotel or food, so it's much less money, which is kind of cool. Let's see. I like a small venue though, because I love seeing everybody and spending time with people. So this weekend, that's my goal. I'm not even bringing stuff to work on. I'm just gonna walk around and hang out with everybody because I can't wait to see them all. All right, so I like this guy. I think maybe a pink nose. How much is your box retreat? It's gonna be, I think, $139 plus shipping, but the problem, Tammy, is that I have to make sure that I can get it in a box because I have a couple of things that are breakable, ceramic. Let me see, I have, the gifts this time are fantastic. I'm so excited. I can't even. So I think that they'll sell out pretty quick. This is Smoky Slate. I'm coming back to the Smoky Slate because even though we stamped in the gray granite, I'd like to do the shadow in the lighter gray. So I'm gonna add that same little bit of ground underneath him so he can sit there. Isn't he cute? Oh. But yeah, there are 6 pillow gifts, an actual event bag for everybody. It's adorable. And isn't he cute? Oh, kills me. Okay, so I'm going to bring the card back in, and I know I changed the whole orientation, but I think it's going to work out fine. It is, except that, you're going to laugh. Now that I changed the card, this ribbon's got to go. Whatever. Scissors. Oh, and I'm going to use my craft and rubber scissors. Boy, I am a rebel today, aren't I? I just need a way to get it off. All right, I need real scissors. It's funny how once you use the craft and rubber scissors to actually cut your rubber, that you can't cut anything else with it. So ribbon would not work well. So I'm cutting that bugger right off because the ribbon's got to go on the top layer now that we changed the card. I'm just going to grab some ribbon, don't mind me. This silver ribbon could very well be my favorite. I think I go for it every single time I make a card, which is funny lately. I'm using it for bingo at retreat. We're doing bingo with 20 people. Usually, and when I have it in my studio, I can only fit 16. So I decided that I was going to prep for 18. And then at the last minute, somebody couldn't make retreat, and I added 2 people. So one person left and 2 people came in. So I kind of backtracked all week to kind of get caught back up and everything personalized. And one of the angels that bailed the girl out that couldn't make it because her husband is sick wanted to come to bingo, so I made room for her. So we're going to do it for 20 people. Pretty awesome. Oh my God. Isn't that better? The ribbon needed to go there. Just saying. That creative process, it is like, it wants to do what it wants to do. Tammy, as soon as it goes live, I'll make a note and I will message you first. No sweat. It'll be $139 plus shipping. Like I said, I want to make sure I can fit all the pieces in a box first. I know that's a weird problem to have, but, and I don't want the shipping to be outrageous, so I'm going to look at medium flat rate boxes and see if I can Jenga everything in. It's, there's 6 pillow gifts. I'll give you a little hint. One of the pillow gifts is completely sold out, and we used it to make these cards. So, yeah, it'll be, isn't that cool? The bee has like a little sparkle in his bum. Okay, so we made a couple of cards here. We did, from start to finish, we did this one is for the Casing Tuesday Sketch Challenge, which was just a piece of paper and like something in the middle, which I thought was cool. And it went this way, but we turned it. And then the bunny that I dropped the ink pad on, but that's okay, we'll fix him. And how about him? Isn't he beautiful? So thanks for tuning in with me today. Yeah, and it is not for just Easter. You could do new baby, you could just do spring. These are great for anything, and they would, you could put anything at the bottom and it would work. So good point. So I love that we're all together today, and I want to just say thank you for stopping by. Hey, I'm going to flip the camera so we can chat again. I am, well, it's kind of an interesting week. I am less than $1,000 from earning the next incentive trip, which is crazy because you have until, I think, September, the end of September. So I'm going to earn it like this week, potentially with club. And there's a lot going on. I'm so excited. There's a retreat. There's, there's a lot to be thankful for, and I want to say thank you. Next week is my 14th anniversary with Stampin' Up! On St. Patrick's Day, so I hope that you'll join me for the live on St. Patrick's Day. It's kind of cool. I said to my family about 3 weeks ago that I was noticing that my Facebook channel had 1,350 likes a couple of weeks ago. And I said, wouldn't it be fun if I could get to 1,400 by 14 years? So if you haven't liked my page and you liked my video and you want to see more, go ahead and like my page, and maybe I can reach my goal of having 1,400 likes by the time I have my 14-year anniversary. So there'll be lots to celebrate next week. I just want to say thank you to everybody because, you know, it's been quite a ride to stay home, to build a studio, to build something, to gather together, to bring us in from, you know, local and from all across the country, and to have this family unit. Oh, it's a great birthday, Vicki. It's March 17th. Whoop, whoop. It's a good day. 'Cause never did I imagine that, one little purchase of the starter kit would lead to me actually having a business. I never intended to have a business. I bought a kit because my husband was in a wedding, and I made Lisa Tupin actually, and I made all of her thank yous, and I made her a basket, and I did the postage and a matching pen because that's how Stampin' Up! Is. And my husband actually said, this should be your job. While you have Alexis and she's little, you should do this as your work. And I thought, you know, can you really have a direct sales company like that you work for and make it a job? And yeah, you can. He's right. So thank you. That's my message for today. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful, and I love you all. And thanks for hanging out with me every Tuesday morning. And I'll see you next week for our anniversary video. And I'll be on I call it retreat hangover. I'll be tired, but I'll be here anyway. So much love to you all, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.